All right, welcome teachers. Hello, hello. Welcome to Unconference 2024. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hello. We're going to wait for people to trickle in and we will get started in a moment here. All right. Hi, everyone. Yes, hello, hello. If you can drop in where you're coming from in the chat, that would be great. Let's see, Cyprus, Texas, Southampton, North Carolina. Wow, this is moving fast. Venezuela, Oregon. Wow, we have people from all over. See, all over the US, all over the globe, Germany. Very nice. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So welcome to Unconference 2024. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Araz Kashishian. I am the Teacher Education Manager here at Quizlet, and I'm joining you from San Francisco, California today. So before we dive into everything, let's take a second and glance over at the chat to see where everyone is coming in from. And again, make sure you drop in your location. See, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Sacramento, Texas, Vegas, Illinois, Colorado. Wow, Israel. See, California, woo. Hey, Long Island, Washington State, Pakistan, Dubai, Trinidad. Oh my gosh, we have people from all over. Please keep those coming. Okay. I am so happy to be here with all of you today. So I am a former teacher with 17 years of experience in the classroom. I left the classroom in January to join Quizlet. I taught English, middle school and high school English for 17 years. And this is my first year shifting gears and helping teachers prep to back to school rather than prepping my own lessons and my own classroom for the school year. I know that this is a really exciting and busy and overwhelming time. So I thank you again for taking the time to be here. I'm loving this, seeing so many teachers from all around the world. If you can also drop the subject that you teach, that would be great too, to see all of the variety of subjects that are represented. Wow, seeing a lot of language teachers, different grade levels. Nice. Wow, that chat is moving fast. Okay. Looks like all of you are as excited as we are. So I hope that you are excited. We have so much planned for you today. We're going to cover everything from new Quizlet features to critical media literacy to the future of writing with AI and a bunch more. As a teacher, I know the role that quality tech tools play in the classroom. And I'm so honored to be a part of the Quizlet team here and help serve teachers. Here at Quizlet, we're all about giving students and teachers the tools they need to maximize their potential. And Quizlet really helped transform my teaching. And I'm so excited to share all the ways that it can help you save time and engage your students as well. It's so amazing to see how many teachers and students are part of this community. We have people from all over. So before we kick things off, I'm quickly going to go over some housekeeping items. As a reminder, to navigate through today's event, you're going to be using the Zoom events page as your lobby. So from there, you can see the agenda and join sessions. These sessions are going to be recorded and made available to you in Zoom events until August 23rd. So as a registrant, you have access to all of the recordings until the 23rd. And then after that, you'll be able to watch the videos posted in the Quizlet YouTube channel. Okay, so you will have access to all of these recordings for for a long time. Regarding your PD certificate, you will be able to access that via the follow-up email, which will be sent tomorrow. There will also be a QR code posted at the end of the day. And once you take that survey, you will receive your PD certificate and you will print it, sign it, and take it to your administrator. We've also been running a couple of giveaways. So if you're attending Unconference today, you'll automatically be entered to win one of 10 $200 Amazon gift cards. And those winners will be selected and emailed tomorrow. Referral sweepstakes winners will be announced at the end of the day, and we'll also be contacting those winners by email tomorrow. And then lastly, if you have any questions today, please make sure that you're putting them in the Q&A feature at the bottom of your doc and not the chat box. As you can see, the chat box does tend to get very busy and move very quickly, so questions will get lost in there. So again, if you do have questions, make sure that you're using that Q&A feature throughout the day. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Vicky Chang, our Senior Director of Design, who is officially going to kick things off.
All right, thank you, Araz. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here, and it's so great to see that we have thousands of teachers tuning in from around the world, so welcome. As Araz mentioned, I am the Senior Director of Design at Quizlet, which means I lead our product design and user research teams. And it's our job to deeply understand the needs and behaviors of students and teachers so that we can create new products and features that are truly useful, usable, and delightful for all of you. In fact, some of you might have met some members of my research team previously and shared your thoughts and feedback with them in the past. We're constantly reaching out to our users to hear from them. And so if you've done that in the past, thank you. Hearing from students and teachers is so important for our work. Now, I want to take a minute to thank all of you here as members of Quizlet's teacher community. In the last year, you've contributed so much to Quizlet and this community, and together we've grown. We saw over 2 million teachers join Quizlet over the last year. And as a whole, you led 10.5 million hours of teaching on Quizlet, helping over 23 million students learn. Along the way, you created loads of learning content, including 770 million digital flashcards. So if those were paper flashcards, it'd be enough to stretch around the world. So these are just a few numbers. I wanted to share them with you all because they reflect your commitment to students. And for that, we can't thank you enough. In fact, this commitment to education is actually a big personal reason for why I joined Quizlet over 6 years ago. So even though I work in design, I've always been passionate about education, and my family is full of educators. My grandmother was a kindergarten teacher, and my grandfather was a college professor back when they lived in Taiwan. And then when my family immigrated to California, my mom worked for 20 years as an administrator for the Fremont Union High School District in Sunnyvale. Don't know if there's anyone from that district online today, but shout out if there is. And then I also worked for a bit as a teaching assistant while in grad school and continued as a part-time lecturer for several years after graduating design school. So here I am now. It's been over 6 years at Quizlet, and my passion for education brought me here, but 3 things have really kept me staying here. Number one, our belief that anyone can learn anything with the right guidance and proper tools. And Quizlet is here in the right place to be building those tools and providing that guidance. Number two, our student-centric and teacher-centric culture is just core to who we are at Quizlet. And I think as a result, it's made Quizlet one of the most beloved brands with the highest customer satisfaction scores, not just in education, but in tech in general. And lastly, Quizlet's scale and reach means that our work directly helps tens of millions of students and teachers around the world on a weekly basis, as you heard from some of our statistics earlier. So that's why I'm here. And 6 years later, Quizlet continues to deliver on these commitments. We continue to build and invest in new products that help students learn and teachers teach. And we even have a whole team dedicated just to serving teachers, and they are constantly looking for ways to help all of you show up at your best. Now, we always strive to do better here, and we know we can. We want you to know that we are focused on making Quizlet easier to use in the classroom. We're building new activities and games that engage your students, and we're creating features that help you save time when you're creating and sharing study materials and assignments. Moving forward, we have big plans to build more bite-sized games for the classrooms, give teachers the ability to assign Quizlet work, and build a robust teacher platform that supports structured and adaptive teaching. So the Quizlet team and experience will be making big strides this year, and we look forward to helping you help your students. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about today's event. I think this year's Unconference is seriously the best one yet. We have a jam-packed schedule for you today with a lot of great content. This year's theme for Unconference is the Agile Educator. We know that the teaching landscape is ever-changing and ever-challenging. So to be a successful teacher in today's environment, you need to be dynamic. You need to deliver an educational experience that engages and challenges students who have a wide variety of knowledge, skill level, and learning needs. You need to learn and utilize new technologies while still being responsible for creating instructional materials. And you have to do all of this managing your own energy, right? All of this without burning out. Now, we've seen the data in surveys and in our conversations with you. In some research we've conducted, you've told us that earning and keeping student interest is one of the biggest challenges you face. 90% of you told us that you're looking for support when it comes to creating teaching materials. And over 60% of you are creating content on a weekly basis. We know how much work that can be. A recent study from Pew showed that 84% of teachers just don't have enough time during normal working hours to effectively perform all of their tasks. And as a result, that's leading to a lot of burnout. That's why we've anchored today's event around saving teachers time and helping them empower students. Today, we're going to introduce new features that will help you create and launch study materials, practice tests, and in-class activities. And to do all of this in seconds. We'll share new ways you can engage your students in the classroom and how you can help set them up for self-driven study as well. We'll also hear from students themselves about their study habits and the challenges they face inside and outside of the classroom. And lastly, we'll finish off the day with a keynote talk from Stephen Marsh, a journalist and author who's going to speak to why human creativity is going to be worth even more in the world of AI. He'll explain how AI is a tool for learning, but not a replacement for teachers. And as Araz mentioned earlier, he'll also speak to how AI is changing how we write, but not what we write. So thank you all for being here today. We're so excited that you are. And without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Kara Hafez, who is going to walk you through all of the exciting new products and features that we're rolling out this year.
Thank you, Becky. 1 second while I share my screen. Thank you for that awesome introduction. Okay, so hi, everyone. My name is Kara Hafez. I am the lead product manager for the teacher team, and I'm joining you today from New Hampshire. I wish I had Quizlet when I was in school for mastering Spanish verb conjugations and prepping for my AP English exams. I'm really excited to talk with you all today. But before that, I just also want a chance to say thank you for everything that you do as teachers. I was a first-generation college student, and I was fortunate enough to have a few amazing teachers who shaped who I am today and helped me foster a lifelong love of learning. So thank you for your dedication, your care, and your support that you show all of your students, whether they share that with you in the moment or not. What you do for your students is a lifetime of impact. Great. So welcome to our What's New session at Quizlet. Today I'm going to share with you some exciting updates that we're releasing as we head back to school this school year. And this is from many, many teams across the company at Quizlet. So I have the joy of getting to present for many hardworking folks, all working to try to make this school year better for our students and our teachers. And as Araz mentioned, all sessions today will be recorded and available through Zoom events and also the Quizlet YouTube channel. And if you have questions during the presentation, just a reminder, you can submit them during or through the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. We have folks who are standing by who will try to answer your questions, and we'll try to get through as many as we can before the end of the session. We're going to cover a ton of updates today, so while we go, if something is resonating with you, you're welcome to share your thoughts in the chat. So let's dive in. Our focus this year has really been on three core things: saving teachers time, simplifying setup, and boosting engagement. So as Vicki mentioned, we know time is your most valuable resource. So we'll talk about some new features that can streamline your workflow to give you more time to teach and reach your students. We will also share some updates that will make it easier for you to use Quizlet in the classroom. And we'll cover some features that can help your students stay motivated and engaged with your materials. First up, we have a new feature called Student Pass. Because we know teachers have limited classroom time to spend using online tools, we wanted to provide a hassle-free way to log students into Quizlet. So we created Student Pass. Student Pass is the fastest way to get your students using Quizlet in the classroom without needing to create an account or log in. It provides free access to our premium study modes and removes ads for distraction-free learning while in class. When you're in the classroom, teachers can activate a student pass on any flashcard set and direct their students to go to quizlet.com/join and enter in the teacher's unique code to join. Students who join will get access to 3 benefits in the classroom. No accounts needed for your student to use it. There's no ads, so your students can stay focused, and there's uninterrupted access to learn and test for free. Now we can walk through a quick demo about how this works so that you can see both the teacher view and the student view.
I'm Scott Gursky, a staff product designer at Quizlet. I'm excited to walk you all through Quizlet's new Student Pass, which allows for you to easily use Quizlet with your students in your classroom without accounts, logins, or ads, plus uninterrupted use of our Learn and Test products. Student Pass was designed to remove lots of the hassle that typically comes from student account login, meaning you spend less time acting as an IT technician in your class, leaving more time for real learning. You can activate a Student Pass from any flashcard set. Just locate and click the Activate Student Pass button. When you're ready, you'll want to share the quizlet.com/join link with your students. Maybe you display it or copy and paste the link. And when you're ready, activate your passcode. This is the code that you will share with your students when they visit quizlet.com/join for them to join the Student Pass. And presto, now you have an active Student Pass with just under 90 minutes remaining, and ads have been removed, and you get all the benefits of the pass. And up here in the left corner, you'll see a counter that will keep track of how many of your students have joined the pass so that you can make sure your entire class has joined you when you use this feature. So I'm going to click over to the student experience. Each student will visit quizlet.com/join on their classroom device and then enters the revealed passcode. Let me check what that code was again. S8KUM1. S8KU1. And presto, there you have it. As a student, I am now logged on to my teacher's Student Pass, and I get to enjoy all the same benefits. Students can leave the pass if they want to, and again, you can see they also have a counter to see how many of their fellow students have joined. Back on this teacher's experience, let's say you need to end this pass and start a new one for your next class. By clicking this top bar, you can reopen that window, locate the button that says End Student Pass, and then you can end that pass. And doing so will also end pass access for all of your joined students as well. We hope that teachers use student passes to play group games like Blast and Live, teach with flashcards and learn, either in groups or individually in your classroom, or try other creative combinations of our study modes and activities, doing so on Quizlet with a focused and disruption-free experience. I'd encourage any and all of you who try out this new feature to please join our beta testing group. Your feedback is incredibly valuable to us and allows us to develop these tools in tight collaboration with your needs so that we can make them work better towards our shared goal of students learning and learning better. Thanks. I'm excited to see how you all try this new and powerful feature.
Okay, great. So as Scott mentioned, if you are interested in joining that group, that you can email unconference_2024@gmail.com and we can get you set up. So hopefully that was a helpful overview for Student Pass. Today, this is available for all teachers in the US. And in the next few weeks, we'll be rolling it out to additional countries as we improve the feature based on your feedback. Okay, so next up, I'm excited to share a feature that's saving teachers a lot of time, study guides. Some of you might already be familiar with this feature. It was previously called Magic Notes. With study guides, you can consolidate lecture notes, repurpose teaching decks, or import educational content from YouTube to create study materials in seconds. To start, you can upload lesson material from Google Docs, slides, or your computer. Quizlet will automatically create a study guide, or a flashcard set, and instant discussion questions, which allow students to test their knowledge with example answers. So this year, we've added even more features to this product. Study guides now includes images, the ability to edit in line before sharing, which we've heard has been really helpful for teachers, and AI-powered tools like Explain This, See an Example, and Reword This, which just help fill gaps in your students' understanding with your material. You can then share this study guide with your class or use it with an in-class activity or a study tool like flashcards, Learn, Match, or a classroom game. So let's take a look at another demo about how this works.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ted, the product manager building study guides at Quizlet. Formerly also known as Magic Notes, we generate study guides for students and teachers alike. You can upload pretty much anything to generate awesome study guides. From your computer, you can upload Word documents, Google Slides, PowerPoints. You can also link to your Google Drive, YouTube links, or just copy paste in text, and we'll do the rest for you. For this example, I'll drag and drop a biology exam review document. There we go. And on the bottom left right-hand corner, start transforming. With a click of a button, we generate an outline for you, and you can always tag your course so that students can better understand what this guide is for. An outline is a synthesis of the uploaded study material, and as you can see, it's already generated with the images on top, key images on top, and the outline below. As we scroll down, you can enrich the outline or parts of the outline with AI features. For example, by clicking Explain This or See an Example, you can easily add an example to illustrate certain concepts better. Add, and there we go. We've added to your outline. As you scroll down, discussion questions also appear right here. Discussion questions appear so that students can dive deeper into important topics. And lastly, at the bottom, we see flashcards, where students can go and study a flashcard set that is generated specifically for this lesson. After you've reviewed and made edits to the outline, you can share the link with students by scrolling to the top, and on the top right-hand corner, there's the share button. Feel free to copy your link, share on Google Classroom, whatever meets your needs. Now, once students access the study guide, and I'll use a different example for this, but once students receive a study guide, they can also access all the content in the study guide. And one cool thing to highlight is that they'll have their own AI tutor that'll explain and clarify certain parts of the study guide for them. For example, if a student is having a hard time understanding this part of the study guide, they can click on Explain This to get more clarity. We believe that all of these features will offer a great value to students and especially help level the playing field. Now, lastly, we have a few updates that will be soon releasing in a few weeks for back to school. Some of this look and feel will change as we get feedback from you, but we want to give you all a sneak peek. Number one, an improved editor mode will be launching soon. And what we mean by this is, as you can see on the bottom, we have a edit outline button. And with that, you can enter into a more advanced editor mode. You have all of the features that are listed here. And one thing I like is the block quote, which you can quote specific portions. Another feature that we'd like to highlight for this upcoming back to school is the quick reference tab, which is situated right next to the outline tab. As you can see, we have a sort of like a review sheet with all of the key information extracted from the material. And that was it for our demo. I know that was a lot. We're excited to have you all try out all the new features on Study Guides. Please try it out and let us know what you think. I'm sure you'll love it. Hello, everyone. I'm Ted, the product manager.
Sorry about that. Awesome. So much great stuff there. Thank you, Ted, for that great demo. We're really excited for all of these improvements. And just a quick plug, if you're interested in learning more about study guides, because that was a lot of information at once, be sure to tune in to the next session, Speed Hacks for Teachers. We'll be diving in on that feature even more. Okay, next up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ted.
Don't do that again. Next up, we've got some fun news to share. We've heard from teachers that one of the biggest challenges they expect to face this school year will be how to keep their students engaged. So to help with that, we've launched 2 new classroom games. Just like Quizlet Live, these games are completely free to use and no student login is required. The first game is Categories. This is a Jeopardy style game that is fun for the whole class and helps check in on how well students know the class material. Simply choose a set to play, add teams or players, and Quizlet will automatically create a game board from your lessons and flashcard sets. Students can answer aloud in class, so you get to keep all of your students' focus at the front of the room because there's no individual devices needed to play this game. The second game is Blast, and this is a new speed and accuracy game that's great for reinforcing vocabulary or brain breaks. Students are broken into groups and play for high scores. The goal of this game is to blast the asteroid, which is the definition that matches the corresponding term at the top of the screen. And we can take a quick look at what these games look like on the next screen.
Blast is a live multiplayer game you can access from Quizlet flashcard sets. To play, students select answers by blasting asteroids. Correct answers gain points, while incorrect answers lose them. At the end, check out your leaderboard to see your top performers. For categories, select your flashcard set and Quizlet will generate your board. Project your screen and call on students to answer live. Mark correct and incorrect answers and points will be calculated. Play until all tiles are selected and check out your leaderboard.
Awesome. These games are brand new, as I mentioned, and we'll continue making improvements to them over the next few months. And we're excited to just continue investing in classroom engagement this year. We hope you get a chance to play them with your students. And up next, we have another brand new feature for this back to school. Vicki was not kidding when we said this is the most packed Unconference I think we've had to date. So we've also added practice tests to help students assess how they'll do on test day. Unlike test mode, practice tests offer a realistic exam experience. They help build students' readiness and confidence for exam day by selecting the most appropriate questions to represent the actual test. So to use practice tests, you simply select a set or upload lecture notes or past test materials, and Quizlet will generate a practice test based on your curriculum. You can further customize the test by setting the number of questions and adding a recommended timer. Then you can print or share directly with your students. And again, we'll show you what this looks like with another demo on the next slide.
Hi everyone, welcome to the practice test demo. This is the home screen of Quizlet, and if you go to the top right hand corner, you can see our profile picture, and right next to it, our little create button. When you click on the create button, you can go to the third option down to see our practice test upload page. Let's go there right now. To generate a practice test, you can choose pre-existing flashcard sets, copy and paste some text, or like we're doing today, we can upload a file from our computer. This can be from lecture notes that you teach in class to study guides that you give to students. So let's pick one and create our practice test. I'm going to choose Franz Kafka's and the Metamorphosis slides. And I'm going to start transforming. Since this is not a part of a course just yet, I'm going to click this is not for a course. And as this is uploading, I'm going to tell you a couple different ways that I use practice test in the classroom. My favorite way to use it is as a diagnostic at the very beginning of class. I love to save time and I really want to know where my students are at. So I'm spending the rest of the class time teaching the correct material. Since this is a diagnostic test, I kind of want to keep it short. You can see at default, you get 20 questions at 30 minutes, but maybe I want to do just 3 questions at 5 minutes. You can also see on the left side that there's a question bank. You get kind of a preview of what might show up on this practice test. And you can also choose what formats of questions you have. Since I want it to be pretty quick, I'm going to make it just multiple choice today. And I'm going to generate and start this test. Bam, you get 3 questions. You can see that right here, the timer is counting down. But if you don't want students to be nervous, you can always turn off this timer. And if you want to change the format of how this test is shown to students, you can also click one at a time instead. And you see these questions one at a time. If you wanted to do this on paper, you also get that option as well. So if we click our print button here, you can see that all 3 questions show up on this piece of paper automatically formatted for you with the name field and a score. Now, I don't know about you, but I did not read Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, so I might be failing this question. Oh, yeah, so I did, but that's okay. This helps teachers to understand where students are at in terms of the school material, and they can also print the results to show you as well. Coming soon to practice tests is the ability to share these tests digitally to students. Each student can get an individual practice test for themselves. They can take it. So here's how we can do it. You'll be able to click on the options button and share a new practice test. You can copy the link and email it to them, or you can share it on Google Classroom. Here, I'm going to copy the link and I'm going to put it into my Google Classroom. And let's publish it. When a student goes into Google Classroom, they can go into your announcement and click on the link and open to see the practice exam. You can set the amount of questions and the timing, as well as the question formats, and everyone will get the exact same test. So there's an equal diagnostic test for students to take. Let's start. And there we go. Coming soon this fall.
Awesome. And if anyone has a study guide that we can share with Michelle on the metamorphosis, let us know. And better luck next time, Michelle. Thank you for that awesome overview of practice tests. And I'm going to keep moving for the sake of time. I want to share some more updates we're making to Quizlet classes to make it easier for your students to get the most out of your lessons. If you aren't familiar, Quizlet classes are still the best way to organize your class content and make sure students get full access to study that content any way they want. So this means once your students join your class, they can study all the content that you've added to your class using Quizlet study tools. And that includes studying with Learn, Test, and QChat for free. So creating a class is free and available for every teacher on Quizlet. To get started, you simply name your class, add your school, and then you can invite members using email, syncing your Google Classroom class roster, or sharing a private join link. As I mentioned, classes not only help teachers stay organized, but also grant students access to studying with premium features while they're at home, which is a huge benefit that all teachers can provide their students. Teachers can add content to their class to be assigned as homework or for extra practice. And in the coming months, we'll be doing even more around making it easy to assign Quizlet as homework. And again, when you add that content to your class, students in your class get that uninterrupted access to Learn, Test, and QChat, which is our personalized AI tutor. So this year, we've made a few improvements to classes. We've added the ability to give nicknames to students after a bunch of great feedback from teachers. This will allow you to give a nickname to your student in your class membership list, as well as the class progress view. And this will help hopefully to better identify who is who. And teachers will have an admin only editing option to change a username of a student. And this nickname is only visible to teachers or class admins. So as I mentioned, you can see that nickname in both your class list and your class progress section. We've also added a class activity section that we're calling the activities tab that's accessible in your Quizlet classes. And this is to make it easier for you to be able to jump directly into an activity like Quizlet Live or Match with your class. You can see what that looks like on the screenshot here, and I'll also walk through a quick visualization of what that looks like on the next slide. Oh, and then just to mention, we've also just improved the look and feel of Quizlet classes overall and made it easier to add your students by updating our Google Classroom integration. So next, I will show you how to get to this new activities section in your Quizlet class. Okay, so here I've got my first period English class, and I'm on the sets tab right now where I can see all of my class material. And then I can also go into the members tab up at the top here and see everybody who is in my class list. But you'll see the activities tab right next to that. And this is where if I click into this, it'll show me a collection of games and other study tools that I can use for my class. So if I scroll down, we'll also have some study tools like flashcards and Learn that can be great for independent practice or group review. I can click preview on each activity to learn a little bit about them to see if it's right for me to grab and go in this moment. You can see that each of the previews have a video to see a little bit more about how it works. And you can also read these bullet points on the right. So I can see here that Quizlet Live is a 2 to 5 minute game. It's played with teams or individuals. I can see a final results dashboard. If I want to keep exploring to see what other options might be best to play today, I can go in and click preview on some of our other games and activities. So I can see Blast has a final results dashboard as well, no login required, great. If I scroll down, I see some tools also available for review and memorization. So let's say I want to learn more about Learn mode. I can click preview here. I like this tip at the bottom that says if I display Learn mode on my smartboard and have students answer questions as a class, that can be a great way to keep them engaged. Great, but what I think I'd like to do today is play Quizlet Live. It's been a few days since I've had my students in teams, and I like when they work together to solve a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and click Start on Quizlet Live. And when I do that, I will see an option for me to select some recent class content. I'm going to go ahead and choose 1,000 words every middle schooler should know, or 100 words every middle schooler should know. And once I select that, you'll see I'll be taken right into Quizlet Live after I press start to be able to choose my settings for that Quizlet Live game, and then eventually get to the screen where my students can join. Awesome. So that was a really quick overview of the activities tab. Hopefully that will make it easier for you to get started using Quizlet in the classroom and simplify your setup. Awesome. Okay, so this is only a small sampling of all of the changes we're making for teachers and students this year. I also wanted to share we have quite a few updates to our study tools like Learn, including improving the question quality and adding more question types. And we also have more improvements coming for Quizlet for Schools. Quizlet for Schools is our new school-wide subscription to Quizlet that allows administrators to empower school-wide access to Quizlet Plus features at a discounted price. So if you want to learn more about this offering or want to share with your administrator, you can go to Quizlet for Schools landing page and you'll sign up, and you can sign up to meet with one of our Quizlet for Schools partnership leads. And we have a lot more coming up really soon, so please stay tuned for more updates in August. And with that, I think we've gone through all of our updates. So we talked a lot about ways to save time, how you can create class material, assess where your students are and what they're learning, and keep them motivated throughout the school year. So our hope is that all of these updates will make learning more accessible and more fun for students. We're really, really excited to get all of these updates into your hands this school year. Thank you so much for listening. As we've mentioned, we love hearing from teachers, and so please let us know what we can do to improve. If you'd like to get more involved, you can email us at unconference_2024@quizlet.com. And thank you again so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. Now I will pass it back to Roz, and she's gonna talk through a little bit more about what we can expect for the rest of the day.
All right, thank you, Kara, for all that information. So the next session will be kicking off right after this at 9:45 Pacific time. It will be Speed Hacks for Teachers, and it will be led by Master Teacher Maureen Lamb. So this session will equip you with a set of tools that you can start using immediately to save time in the classroom. So to navigate the day, you need to make sure that you head back to the Zoom lobby and select the session that you will be attending. So we do have the agenda up here, but again, everything is in the Zoom lobby. So we just finished up our welcome and what's new. Speed Hacks is next, and then we will have some study sessions that run concurrently. So if you're new to Quizlet, we'll be hosting a Quizlet 101 session. If you're an experienced user and would like to delve deeper into your subject matter, you can select any one of our subject sessions. We have math, history, English, science, and world language, and all of those will be running concurrently. We'll have a short break after that, and then a couple more concurrent sessions. So you can choose between setting up your class for self-driven study or a student-led Quizlet demo. After that, we'll have 2 more concurrent sessions, AI for lesson planning and critical media literacy. We'll have a short break, and then we have a really great student voices panel so that you can hear from Quizlet students. And then we will end off the day with our keynote. So again, make sure that you head back to the Zoom lobby so that you can navigate through the day and select your sessions. And thank you again for joining us. We wish you the best of luck this coming school year, and we look forward to supporting you and your students. Okay. Goodbye.